What's good, people? Welcome back to Jazz of Football. All right, I'm bringing you today your Champions League preview for obviously the Manchester City and Chelsea game. Um, just a few housekeeping matters. Make sure you go into the description below. Follow me on all my socials that are listed in the description below. Also, if you're looking for a place tomorrow to watch the game, make sure you come through to Coach on Long Street. That's where I will be to watch the game. It's a nice little cozy bar. Um, Come interact with me. Come just enjoy the vibe. It's a great atmosphere to watch football. So it's a little lounge. It's on Long Street. 227 Long Street is the address. The link is also down below. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's gonna be super dope to be there. So make sure you guys pull through. Let's get straight into the game. Straight into the business end. Now, obviously, it's a massive game tomorrow. How I'm feeling so far, I don't know. I'm probably a little bit anxious. I don't want to lie. The nerves haven't started kicking in just yet. It's the third Champions League final that I'm witnessing Chelsea play in. Obviously, in my time in supporting the club, in the time that I've been alive, we had obviously the 08 final, which we lost through to the John Terry slip. Then we had that fantastic um, performance and victory and fantastic Champions League campaign in 2012 where we actually won it. And then now here we are again, finding ourselves in the final. Now, for City, it's their first final in the history of their club. And Pep's first final since he left Barcelona. And normally, just like Manchester United, just like Chelsea have done, normally it's courtesy to lose your first final in it. So it's only fair that they lose this one. But you got Tuchel coming up against Pep Guadiola for the fourth time now this season, the third time in the last 6 months. So both teams and both coaches will know each other very well. They obviously played against each other in their times in the Bundesliga when Pep was at Bayern and Tuchel was at Dortmund. But in England, the score is currently 2-1 to Tuchel. However, City still come in as clear favourites. If you look at the recent form of the last two teams, City have lost only one match in their last 4 games, and Chelsea have lost 3 of their last 5 matches that they have played. So Chelsea are not coming into this game in good form at all, and City have their tails high. They've just slapped Everton on Sunday, and they were really good against Everton. They were in a really good rhythm, and they just look like the team on the up at the moment. The real question is, can Pep do it without Messi? I think that is a tale that he's looked to put to bed. People always wag that finger at him like, can you do it without Messi? Why haven't you done it without Messi? And I think it's because Pep tends to overthink it. When it comes to the Champions League games, you think last year against Lyon in the semi-finals or quarterfinals when he went to a back three, he always tends to overthink these games when it gets to the business end. But this time he's managed to pull finger, and he has gotten Manchester City all the way to the final. This is obviously why he was brought into Manchester City when the Sheikhs took over Manchester City back in 2010. Obviously, this is what they've been building up to. So, yes, they're the favourites, but with Chelsea already having won Champions League under their belt, I feel as a Chelsea fan personally that this is a free hit. This is definitely a free hit because, one, with all the signings that we made, and you look at the ages of our squad, and the experience of our squad, or lack thereof, should I say, we shouldn't really be in this position. But Tuchel has done wonders to get us here. And you have to make your own luck at times. I think against Real Madrid we were unbelievable, and now we find ourselves in the final against Manchester City. Just some team news for Manchester City. Everybody is fit and ready to go. And N'Golo Kante and Edouard Mendy have returned from training for uh, for Chelsea, which is a massive, massive, massive boost. Because you think N'Golo Kante, obviously Edu's obviously Chelsea's number one goalkeeper, and N'Golo Kante is a World Cup winner, so he has experience playing in these big games. Multiple title winner, etc., best DM in the world, etc. Um, I thought I'd take the time to go through a combined 11 as well. And normally when you do when I do a combined 11, I'd normally play it on who's in form, not necessarily who's the better player or such and such, who's in form. And the fact that I could only shoehorn about two to four Chelsea players in this combined 11, no, it tells you that City do have the edge going into this game. So in goal, I've gone for Edison. I think he just edges Mendy. He also won the Golden Glove for the Premier League Golden Glove this season, and I think that's testament to how well Manchester City have defended. I think Pep has evolved. All of a sudden, Manchester City are not only just scoring the most goals in the league, but they're also keeping the most clean sheets, and that is what makes them such a formidable side. Whereas Chelsea have struggled so far to score goals, and you'll see that as a reflection of the combined 11 because there are no Chelsea forwards in there. But yeah, where was I? Oh yes, Edison in goal for me. Let me know as well, you guys, in the comments down below, how not only how you're feeling for the game, your combined 11s as well. And then at right back, I've gone for Kyle Walker. Not just because of the experience. I mean, it's very easy for me to go for Reece James, who's been really, really good this season. But I think Kyle Walker, he's just a brilliant right back. Probably the best right back for me that I've witnessed, especially if you look at his time at City, everything that he's won. Probably the best right back since Dani Alves for me, when you're talking about right backs at the upper echelons of the game. Definitely Kyle Walker for me. Very underrated right back as well. I don't think he gets the plaudits that he deserves. Just like Dani Alves didn't get his, but it is what it is. And then my two centre backs, I've gone for Ruben Diaz, who was Player of the Year, Premier League Player of the Year, fully deserved. Still very young. I think he's only 20 or 22 years of age. So he's got a lot to grow and a lot to develop. He's an immense centre half. And then somebody who's at the tail end of their career, I've gone for Thiago Silva next to him. Ben Chilwell at left back, because we know Manchester City don't really have a left back, and Ben Chilwell has been phenomenal for Chelsea at left back. In the midfield three, I've gone for Kante, obviously the deep lying, as the deep lying midfielder in the six. All right, he's just edged it over Fernandinho for me. I think if you watched N'Golo Kante in those two Real Madrid games, he was again absolutely immense. In the eights, I've gone for Gundogan and Mason Mount as the two eights in front of him. Mason Mount, Player of the Year at Chelsea, had a phenomenal season, and Gundogan, I think he scored, I think it's 12 or 15 Premier League goals. Someone check that for me and let me know in the comments. He's also been, sometimes unplayable. I think about how he carried Manchester City when De Bruyne was injured during December, so I'd get him in there. And then a front three of Foden, De Bruyne in the false nine, and Mahrez on the right wing. I think that front three speaks for itself. And with the amount of goals that City have scored and the amount of big chances that Chelsea have missed, I think it's only fair that we shoehorn all Manchester City players in there. And then key battles that I think we got to look out for, that I'm excited to see in this final, has to be Rudiger against Mahrez. I think Mahrez coming in on his right foot. Yes, he'll be coming in on his on Rudiger's stronger. Sorry, Mahrez cutting in on his left foot, which will be Rudiger's right foot. Um, I think that's going to be an enticing battle with all his tricks. And we know Rudiger can be a bit clumsy and sometimes can get too tight. However, getting tight to a player like Riyad Mahrez is probably better because you don't want him to get a yard where he can actually sort out his feet and, start, dribbling towards Rudiger and driving towards the defense as a whole. And then in midfield, we're going to see Kevin De Bruyne dropping in from that false nine position. So you're going to be expecting N'Golo Kante to be cutting off all the passing lanes towards him, or purely just picking him up and hopefully picking the ball off him in midfield. And then Ruben Diaz versus Werner up front. I think Werner can give him problems with his pace. However, like we did when we went to the Etihad, Werner was finding space in behind. So I think he could cause Ruben Diaz problems there by getting him to run towards his own goal. And my prediction for the game, guys, leave me your predictions. I'm always in the comments interacting with people. So yeah, leave me your predictions for this game. For me, I'm gonna obviously go 1-0 Chelsea. I'm gonna go for who to get the goal. I'm probably gonna go for, I don't know, a penalty. I think Jorginho will get a penalty somehow, some way. And we'll put it away thanks to Jorginho, and we'll be able to see it out because our defense is also quite solid. So I'm just gonna go for 1-0 Chelsea. It's gonna be a tight one. I'm nervous for the game. Let me know how you're feeling. Again, let me know your score predictions. Let me know your combined 11s and how you're feeling. And don't forget to check out Coach on Long Street. Again, all the links in the description. Don't forget to check them all out and follow me on my socials over there. All right, it's been me. You already know who it is. All right, over and out. Peace.